We are now just under 5 months away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to be filled with revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications in this story that's really going to make us view the past 8 Star Wars films in a different light, which honestly, like I've always expressed before in the past, could very well be a good or a bad thing for the Star Wars franchise. Now, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is, of course, Rey's lineage and exactly where she comes from and how that's going to be utilized. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, it's described that one of the scenes that were filmed during the month of October of 2018 involved the sequence where Daisy Ridley was on set over in Cardington, filming a scene that is said to be a part of Rey witnessing a flashback of herself, where it said that the scene involves an adult Rey watching a younger version of herself. The sequence was said to be based on a desert world that is very likely to be Jakku, where Rey is begging for the leaving ship to come back. It's said to be an altered scene from The Force Awakens, where eventually Rey begins to see a vision of her full family, which consists of an older male and female, as well as a young boy and girl. The young girl in the vision was said to be portrayed by a young actress around the age of 9, where the costume design was labeled as Rey's second sibling. It's unclear if this is a blood sister or Rey's of a step-sibling, of course, of Rey's. However, the costume design of the young girl was labeled as Rey's second sibling, where the young girl has her hair done in a similar way to how Rey had it in the Last Jedi throne room scene, where Rey sees the vision of her full family. It's said to take place in the Crystal Cave, which is said to be the most powerful Force nexus in the galaxy and serves as an entrance to the Lost City. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because this is mind-boggling, because we do know that in The Force Awakens, Rey did in fact deliver a very interesting line to BB8, where BB8 is asking Rey something in, I think it's called binary. I think that's the language that the droids speak. What's really intriguing, though, is when BB8 is asking Rey, what she's waiting for, and she says, "For my family." Now, if it were just her parents, she could have just said that she's waiting for her parents, but she said, "For my family, they'll be back one day." So, with that being said, this particular scenario, we have Rey inside of the Crystal Cave. Now, the Crystal Cave is said to be the most powerful Force nexus in the galaxy, which is basically a place that is a concentration of the Force that allows her to see vivid images of the past, one of which involves a moment in which she sees her full family. We're talking about her mother, father, brother, and sister. However, it's still unclear if these are related to her by blood, or if Rey was adopted by this family and is considered a step-sibling to those other 2 siblings, if you will. So, with that being said, when we think about Episode 9, we do know that this movie is going to be very centered on family, not just for Kylo Ren, but also for the character of Rey, which is a good and healthy thing for Star Wars. The Last Jedi, they sort of shifted away from that concept, and they are now introducing it back into Episode 9, which is good. So, this is where things begin to get very intriguing now, because the costume design of the young girl was labeled as Rey's second sibling, and the young girl was said to have her hair done as if Rey had her hair done from the Last Jedi's throne room scene. So it's pretty much down and done like how Rey had it in The Last Jedi midway through. Now, the actress who portrayed this character, dubbed as Rey's second sibling, is said to have been around the age of 9 years old, which could very well mean that the character in the film in the form of this flashback/vision could very well be the age of around 10, maybe 8 years old, or something around those lines. A 9-year-old can play an 8 or a 10-year-old easily, in my opinion. So, with that being said, in the first half of all of this, we have also another vision where an adult version of Rey is watching a younger version of herself on the world of Jakku, most likely since it takes place on a desert world, where she's begging for the ship to come back. It's going to show us a different view of the very flashback that we saw in The Force Awakens. You guys may recall that J.J. Abrams had said before in the past that the flash visions, or the Force-back visions I should say, in The Force Awakens are just teases of what's to come throughout the sequel trilogy, and that even The Last Jedi would expand this a little bit more. And now in The Rise of Skywalker, it's going to pick up from where JJ left off in Episode 7. So yes, in The Last Jedi we got flashbacks, but they were mainly centered on Kylo and Luke, where now the flashbacks are going to go back to all the characters, which I think is great. Now, the thing here is this: we don't really know too much about Episode 9 when it comes down to these mysterious characters, such as Rey's father, mother, and the supposed brother and sister now. Now, Rey's family, it seems like that they're really trying to make her have a full family in the Rise of Skywalker that she's going to learn more about in this film. So, anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.